Good evening, Lasagna Club. It's mid-November. It's been a crazy November for sure. Definitely the last few days have seen some extraordinary weather events, but you know what? You've got a fabulous box in your hands. I just want to give you a quick summary of what we got for you. So I broke I broke my streak. I didn't get a Riesling or a Chardonnay into this box. We were presented with some special logistical challenges, obviously, in the last week. But that didn't stop us from getting some great bottles in there. And the cool part is that we've got sort of a comparative of the 2018 vintage in Bordeaux for you, one from the left bank, one from the right bank. And yeah, what a cool set of bottles to look at. So 2018, speaking of crazy weather, I mean, that was a super harsh winter in Bordeaux between 2017 and 2018, like lots of cold snaps, lots of winter kill, lots of frost, lots of hail, and that led into like an uneven spring that produced a lot of hail as well. So if you were, if you were one of the big villages, you used your hail guns to disrupt the clouds and the hailstone formation. They're like these big, huge cones that you sort of fill full of acetylene and you ignite them and they start like blasting these big sonic booms up into the clouds that disrupt like the clouds and the hail formation. But inevitably what happens is the system kind of passes and then it just dumps hail on a different location. So it protects those who have the money to pay for the hail guns, and that doesn't afford any protection to any of the environs around them. So if you were next to one of the big sort of communes, you probably got decimated by hail. Lalande in Pomerol got decimated, spots in the Haut-Médoc got decimated. Entre-deux-Mers, like in that large sort of flat area, those areas got totally rocked as well. However, if you made it through the hail, you ended up with a super hot summer, temperatures reaching easily 45 degrees. That brought a lot of humidity and disease pressure, which had challenges of its own if you were an organic or a biodynamic farmer dealing with mold and mildew pressure. But if you made it through that, you were rewarded with just a fabulous vintage. The heat sort of subsided towards the harvest season, leading to like this really long, beautiful picking window. Those that harvested Cabernet Sauvignon tended to harvest at perfect phenolic and physiological ripeness. Merlot tended to be a little bit more plush, a little bit more opulent, slightly higher alcohol, but when blended with the Cabernet, superbly balanced wines. So we have the 2018 Chateau Lanessan from the Haut-Médoc. So sort of, I don't know, maybe like half a kilometer in behind Chateau Bechevel, behind Saint-Julien in the village of Cusack. So a pretty large property planted mostly to Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Merlot, a little bit of Petit Verdot, and that planting kind of percentage is reflected in the bottle. I feel like when you smell this, you know it's Cab dominant. You really feel that like cassis, herb, cinnamon, clove, kind of cedary note that really defines well-made Cab. This wine, I mean, it's got such like powdery, beautiful, elegant tannins. It's got lovely fruit content. I really love the tension and kind of linear qualities of this wine. It's absolutely beautiful. And then on the flip side, we go to Fronsac on the right bank, obviously Merlot dominant. If you were planted in the limestone, what the limestone does, it tends to slow down that ripening a little bit and give you just a little bit of an extension to the growing season. So properties in Saint-Emilion often produce the best wines of the vintage for sure. Pomerols as well, like because the clay just like sort of retarding that ripening a little bit. And just a little bit outside of there, you're in Fronsac. Merlot dominant blend. And when you taste these two side by side, you really do feel the disparity between those two kind of, the elegant linear freshness of the Cabernet Sauvignon, and then in the Tessin, you have that plush, like rich, opulent kind of, glycerol driven fruit of the right bank, but still some very chewy tannins, some long aging capacity for both these wines for sure. But I mean, you're probably opening these two both side by side and tasting them, one after the other. They're both going to benefit from a little bit of time, but really showcase how unique the vintage really played out between the two areas in Bordeaux. So yeah, Pleasure to be selecting wines for you as always. We're looking very much forward to our December release. We've got some cool treats for you next month, plus a little holiday treat for you. And yeah, so that's me signing out. You enjoy your wines. It's as always a pleasure to be able to select them for you. And I hope you and your families are safe and hunkered down through all this crazy weather. So until next time, have a nice evening.